Good morning. You hear that? It's not supposed to be raining. It wasn't supposed to rain until tonight. It rained off and on all night and is raining the hardest this morning now. It was supposed to be sunny and 70 today. So I'm waiting it out. I don't know. I'm gonna get up in a little bit. I'm waiting it out. Yep, so this is me this morning. Little man is curled up in here with me. Oh man. Little man. Hi baby. Where you at? Oh, he's in there. But yep, we're waiting this weird rain that wasn't supposed to happen today out. Hopefully it stops soon. Alright, good night. Well, I just looked at the weather, and I looked at the weather, exact same forecast for the exact same area before I went to bed last night. No rain until Wednesday. Today, right now, it's saying it's going to rain until 1, and it's about 5 after 7. So, well, man, I think we don't have a choice. We're going to have to get up in the rain. Yucky. Yeah, that changes things a bit, because that means that, first of all, yuck, I've done it several times already, but yuck, getting everything pulled up in the rain sucks. And then I'm probably gonna carry Zobi until the rain stops, and that slows down my pace. But at least the first several miles, actually it is 4.5 miles, not 2.5 miles, to Uncle Johnny's, and most of that is downhill. So, guess I better get started on the day in the rain. Yay! Well, I am prepared for the rain. I got my stuff all packed up inside my tent while it was raining. Came out and took my tent down while it was still sprinkling, and of course now that I'm ready to hike, it's not raining, and I don't know, maybe clearing up, but stupid forecast says it's supposed to rain until 1, so I'm prepared. I got Zobi is in that bag with the plastic over it. He's gonna go strapped to me, because even though it's warm-ish today, it's very windy. Doesn't sound like it right now, but it is very windy, and I don't want him to get wet where he's gonna be wet all the way until we get to camp tonight like he was the other day, because that was hard on him. I got my cover on my pack ready to go. So once I get myself all strapped in with everything, probably gonna be a little hard for me to dig my camera out. So here we go. Hiking in the non-rain, whatever. A little in between showers and a little in between trees to show you the view of Irwin that I'm walking down into. This is the Nolichucky River right here. And it's starting to clear up with the misty clouds anyway, but it is still sprinkling. Yes, I have been walking in rain for several miles. I'm gonna put my phone away, keep it dry, and keep going. And here we are as I roll on into Irwin. The rain is at least stopping for now. It's 10 till 11, and the sun is trying to come out. I don't know if I need to cross the street. Union Street Tap Room. Aw, look at all the welcome. I think I need to cross the street. I'm gonna find Uncle Johnny's. I think it's over here. Here we go. This is Uncle Johnny's. Right across the street from where I was just taking the video. Ta-da! Let's go see what they have. All right, bye Uncle Johnny's. There were a ton of hikers there. Oh my gosh, they were running shuttles from there to town, and every shuttle was full, and it's crazy. And they're totally booked, and I think I'm supposed to be getting over here somehow. But you just hop this? Hold on, what's I supposed to do here? Just hop this? I guess we're gonna hop it. Yeah, all right, we hopped it. Now we're back on the AT. This is actually the AT crossing the river here. Zoom out a bit. the Nolichucky River. And in case you're wondering if you see those little splatters hitting my screen, yes, indeed, it just started freaking raining again. Just as I am leaving Uncle Johnny's and getting back on the trail. I'm so super annoyed. It has been sunny the whole time, not a drop, the whole time I've been at Uncle Johnny's. All of us hikers looked at the weather. It's not supposed to rain again until tonight. We all put all of our rain gear away, dried stuff off, took our pack covers off, and every one of us is getting back on the trail right now. We're like, are you freaking kidding me? What the heck? Hopefully, I mean, the sky's like partly cloudy and clear. I must just be under like the one rain cloud right now. Hopefully it will not be too bad as I keep going, but dang it. Oh, I see these guys up here are getting their rain gear back out. Oh man, this sucks. Here we go, back on the trail. They put their rain gear back on, but I'm gonna hold off a little bit. I'm praying that it's just a light little sprinkly shower. But oh man is with me. I was carrying him 4 miles this morning, and now I was gonna make him hike. Hopefully I don't have to dig out all the rain gear and make him get all covered back up. What are you doing, buddy? Are you hiking? Are you going poop? We're going poop. Lovely. Are you guys sick of seeing my dog go to the bathroom yet? He is eating me out of house and home. He's eaten almost all the dog food that I prepared for 6 days. So I bought more tuna and chicken packets for him and a few more snacks for me and for us to share as well. Ooh, that's a lovely sound. What is that? Any idea what that whistling is? Something's going on up here. Anyway, I got another thing of fuel because I think mine's about gone. And then just bought some food to eat. Hey buddy, come on. Let's go over the bridge. Yeah, let's go over the bridge. So it's been sprinkling intermittently and it has stopped just in time to show you a pretty bridge crossing. Oh, this is a really pretty one. Look at that. Yes, very pretty. Come on, buddy. Look at how pretty. Be a nice place to come hang out on a summer day. It's nice and flat all around here. There's some good hammock trees. Pretty rushing river and mountain views. Lovely. Very nice. All right, come on, buddy. We got many miles to go. So we are just about to start the major uphill portion of the day. I've gone up some out of Irwin. Had a little bit of some pretty views looking back down on the river and the railroad, but it was much prettier coming into Irwin this morning. The views there were spectacular. Sorry I couldn't get more of it for you on video. It was raining and I didn't want to get my phone wet. Don't need to buy another new phone. So sorry. But yeah, it's been a pretty little hike through the woods here for the most part. Coming out of Uncle Johnny's, just a little bit of some rock scrambles going up, gaining a little bit of elevation, but about ready to start going up for real now. So with that said, I'm gonna need to breathe. Let's do it. Just a really pretty section of the stream that we're walking by right here. Right next to the trail. So pretty. Sorry, not sorry. I just am loving how pretty this stream is that we keep crossing here coming out of Irwin. Just love it. I mean, look at that. It's like your own little private set of cascades to entertain you. And Zoe's like, come on already. He's pulling on my leash. I'm a little rock jumper. Oh boy. Oh look, there's another little cascade back here. Sorry buddy, hold on. See? Where is it at? It's hiding between the leaves. There it is. Pretty. Okay, I'm coming. Let's go. Well, it is 3:20 and the rain is sort of letting up, but I don't trust it anymore because it would let up
and then start raining again, and then let up and start raining again. And I just passed the first shelter coming out of Irwin, where there's quite a crowd already because everyone's sick of the rain and stopping there. So I just stopped for a break, warm up a little bit, dry off a little bit, and I'm still going. I didn't put my rain gear on again. I'm already wet. It's in the 70s. So honestly, when you're moving, the wet feels good. It's not cold. It's just when you stop. So I don't know. See how far we get today. I don't think I'm going to make it my 14 miles today because it's still a struggle on the trail with all this mud from the snow melt and now all the rain. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Look at this section and all the ferns that are growing all the way up the entire mountainside. It's just completely covered in it right here. I've liked these ferns growing through these rocky, mossy, rocky sections that I've seen already on the trail, but this is the most ferns in one area all the way up the mountain that I've seen yet. I just thought it was pretty cool and had to stop and show you. And Zoe's like, dude, what's up, mama? It's finally stopped raining and I'm dry. Let's keep going. Let's go. All right, let's go, buddy. We did it. Yet again, somehow we pulled it out. 14.2 miles today. Got her done. And at the campsite, we are north of Erwin now. And that was 15.8, 13.5, and 14.2 so far in this stretch. And I did carry Zoe for a little over 4 miles of that today. But he is now all curled up in his sleeping bag. He didn't steal Mommy's sleeping bag tonight. You good boy. You good boy. You ready for dinner? Yeah, I bet you're ready for dinner. All right, Mommy's ready for dinner. Let's do this. Don't know how I did it. This was another day where at about 8 miles in, I was like, I'm done. Let's just get to double digits. Let's get to 10. And then at 10, it was, let's get to 12. And at 12, it was like, well, screw it. Let's get to 14. And honestly, the last like 7/10 of a mile, I struggled. I really struggled. But here we are. And on to tomorrow.
Morning. Good morning, Zoe. I love my morning dog. There you are. What is that? It's about 7:15. I think we both slept well. Actually, I slept really well. He's still in his sleeping bag, so that means he slept well. Good morning. I woke up, we're on a ridge line here, and it was supposed to get really windy last night, and it did. So I woke up to the winds at about 5, and I've kind of been in and out, snoozing a little bit since then. My hair's lovely, but it's a little after 7:15 now, so it's time to get up. Time to get up. Yo. Yo. All right, here we go.
All right, 9 a.m. We are back on trail. And today I have, I can't remember, 14 some miles planned out again today. And we'll see. Managed to pull off what I've had planned out so far, but not gonna lie, last night I was hurting. My feet really hurt by the time we finished last night. Nothing injury-wise, just, you know, like, hey, dude, you're walking a lot of miles on me every day right now. So I can imagine Zoe's probably feeling the same, even though he's been carried for a portion of these miles. And today we've got a big climb going up, I'm not sure how you say this, Unaka Mountain. It's gonna be most of our day. Starting the day going up to Beauty Spot. I'm almost there actually because I camped just south of it. Then down to a gap, then up the mountain. And that's a lot of our day, is up and down that mountain. The other thing is, and I know this is probably from carrying Zobi more these last couple of days, but my bad shoulder was really hurting this morning. I took some Excedrin because it was starting the headache that I know turns into migraines. So I'm hoping that I'll be fine by the end of today. I don't have to carry Zobi today, according to the forecast, which we know how much we love the accuracy of that. But according to the forecast, it's not supposed to start raining until overnight, like the early morning hours. So I'll probably be packing up in the rain tomorrow. Might have to hike a little bit in the rain tomorrow morning and carry Zobi again. But we'll see. I'm just going to kind of play it by ear on how I feel today. I'm not going to keep pushing myself and create an injury, either in my foot or my shoulder. If I have to stop at like 9 or 10 miles, I will. The goal is to get all the way to 19E, not just the hostel, but the actual road crossing of 19 East by the end of the day, Friday. The road prior to that is Carver's Gap, which is where I have myself camping Thursday night, and then it's 15 miles from Carver's Gap to 19E. If I decide to stop at Carver's Gap or do lower miles that gets me to Carver's Gap on Friday instead of Thursday, then I'll do that. It's way too early in the game to be trying to push more miles than my body can handle at this moment. So we will see. That's what this 6-day journey has been about, is starting to see what I can do with Zobi. So I'm going up, so as you can tell, my breathing is starting to get labored. Here we go, just starting the day. Well, here is Beauty Spot, and I can definitely see why it is called that. This is a beautiful spot. A little hazy and cloudy this morning, but you can still see how gorgeous it is. And definitely a nice fire pit and campsite, big level grassy area. I have heard that the locals like to hang out here and pick on the thru-hikers though, so warning to that. I totally would have camped here last night, but it was crazy windy. I had up to 40-mile-an-hour winds last night. It was ripping at my tent, even in the alcove of trees that I was under, so would have probably been a problem up here in the wind. But if you get a windless night and you want to brave the locals, beautiful beauty spot to camp at. I'm just leaving the beauty spot, and I am so annoyed again right now with this freaking forecast. It is literally changing by the hour. And I know I'm in the mountains and that happens, but I thoroughly examined it this morning. I put in Irwin and Hampton and even all the way back to Hot Springs, just checking various cities around me. I went to the atcampweather.org, whatever it's called, where you can check various shelters. Everything said it was supposed to be clear today until tonight, like overnight rain. Well, it's sprinkling on me right now, and I just pulled up the AccuWeather just for Erwin real quick, and it's showing rain all morning until 1 o'clock again. Did not show that literally an hour ago. So annoyed. Well, here's another nice camp spot here. This is the second camping flat grassy area right here at the beauty spot, where, as you can see, these dark clouds are trying to sprinkle on me. So hopefully I can get up here to where it looks a little bit clearer and get out of the rain. I'm so annoyed. Do not have any of my rain gear out, and I don't feel like getting wet again and carrying Zobi again until tomorrow. Talk about being in an enchanted forest. I just kind of looked up and realized I really am under a forest that is filled with moss everywhere, walking on a nice soft bed of pine needles, and it's finally not muddy and rocky. I don't know if you can really see how green and mossy all of this is through here. Haven't been in something this mossy and green since the enchanted forest of the Smokies, which Zobi didn't get to experience. So this is the trail right now. just checked far out. This is Unaka, however you say it, mountain. And it is a fir. I have to go back and look. There was a debate whether these are fir or spruce. But look at this. So green and mossy under the forest here. It's really pretty. Very quiet. Kind of feel like I'm in fairyland again. So I'm going to take a minute here in the enchanted forest while it's not muddy and slippery and I have to think about every footstep. So tired of that. Something's going on with me. I don't know if I'm getting sick or not, or if I'm just tired because it's been a lot of difficult hikes these last few days. I have had to, let's just say, answer nature's call rather unexpectedly and quickly, if you know what I mean, here in the last 2 miles. I'm only a little over 3.5 miles in today, and I am going slow. Slow. I just don't feel very well, but I haven't puked or anything. Just, I feel a little dizzy, definitely lightheaded, kind of just walking in a daze, just putting one foot in front of the other. And like I said, had to answer nature's call a couple of times, but that could also just be my coffee. I don't know. Sorry, TMI. But yeah, I have zero energy. Trying to make sure that I'm coming out of the forest. Trying to make sure that I drink a lot. I have electrolytes in it. I forced breakfast in me this morning. I was not at all hungry. And yeah, I'm kind of just walking in a daze. So I don't know. I'm just going to try to get as many miles in as I can today. I'm not going to make myself sick. We will see what happens. Back into mud. Look at, yeah, this is what most of the trail has been. Ugh, gross. Just for days now. I'm so tired of walking through thick, gooey, slippery mud where there's also slippery roots and rocks mixed in with them, and you have to think about every single step so that you don't slip and fall and twist your ankle or break something, and now your hike is over. Ugh, fun. A little bit more. The enchanted forest here has grown in very close around us now. So walking right through these, I don't know. There's a great debate in far out whether these are fir or spruce, and I just slipped on a root because I don't know my Christmas trees. But that's what they all look like to me. It smells like Christmas through here, which I would really appreciate if I wasn't feeling nauseous. I'm just fighting to get every step in right now. But I want to show a little bit more of the enchanted forest with the Christmas trees as I walk through it here. Ooh, and slip slide with every step like I have been for days now. Here we go. Alright, I'm putting this away. Knew it was inevitable, but just took my first nasty tumble. Somehow have managed to avoid that in this wet slip and slide of a trail the last several days. But yeah, these wet rocks and leaves and stuff right here is what I just fell all down to, the one that I'm sitting on, and into this leaf pile here. Twisted my ankle, which is smarting at me right now, but I don't think it's actually, I hope it's not actually injured. fell on my elbow, which is also smarting at me, and my left hip, which is probably gonna be sporting a nasty bruise. But as I'm sitting here, I don't think I'm actually injured in any way that'll get me off trail. But that was scary. Not gonna lie, that was a scary tumble. I thought for sure I was hurting myself in a way that would get me off trail for at least a couple of days. Oh man, my butt hurts now. Oh, and Zobe's like, dude, Mom, what are you doing? Come on, let's go, let's go. He's sitting here pulling on me. Yeah, that ankle is hurting now. Whole left side, my left elbow, my left booty, and my left ankle fell right on all of it. Knew it was going to happen at some point. It's just been too wet and muddy and slippery for miles and miles and miles for it not to happen. All right, I'm okay. Gonna keep going. Okay, so I just made some changes to my plan. Actually going to end up doing exactly the same amount of miles in the same number of days, but I'm going to do them differently to be a little bit easier on my body and on this little guy's body. Good morning, little man. I'm about 6 miles into today's hike, and I'm feeling better. Whatever nauseous feeling I had is gone. So I don't think I have a bug of any sort, but just in case, I'm still going to be 2 days out from getting picked up and going anywhere. But I'm going to slow my roll a bit. One, because I just, took a tumble and I'm feeling it. And two, because I just think that I'm trying to speed up my average miles per day a little too fast. When I was with the girls, I was doing like 8-ish miles a day. A long day would be 10 or 11 miles. And then in the Smokies, without Zobe, I pushed, 13 and a half, 21 and a half, and 15 and a half. But since then, I've had a lot of Neros. I've done some 14-mile days. I've kind of been sporadic and everything. And so that's why, like, in this 6-day stretch, I was trying to do from like 13 to 16 miles every day for 6 days. And that's really sitting down and thinking about it. That's a big jump to go from like an 8-mile average to like a 14.5-mile average. I really should have gone to probably like a 12-mile average. So just gonna slow it down a little bit due to all of the above, and if I am trying to fight any little bug or whatever, they'll give me a couple of days to get it all out. So what I'm now doing is I'm gonna Nero into Carver's Gap on Friday morning. I was going to try to push all the way to 19E. 19E is a road crossing, 19 East, and it's also a hostel, station 19E, and that's where I was going to stay Friday night and then 0 on Saturday. And then it's really important to me, Sunday is Easter, and I wanted to be somewhere where I was zeroing and staying somewhere on Saturday that Sunday morning I would have Wi-Fi and I can watch a service online and have my Easter morning and then get back on trail Sunday afternoon. So that's what I was going to do, was push all the way to 19E on Friday, 0 on Saturday, do that on Sunday. What I'm now doing is, first of all, I called 19E and they were kind of rude, honestly, and they were like, we're just not a good fit for you. Because they are a party atmosphere and they're really loud. And he was like, well, even our private rooms aren't really private. So I was like, okay, forget it. So I called this other place down the street, Mountain. I'll figure it out. But anyway, so they're going to pick me up at 10:30 Friday morning. So I'm going to Nero in to Carver's Gap on Friday morning, which is 15 miles before 19E. So I don't have to go as many miles today and tomorrow, and then I just have to do a little bit of miles Friday morning to get picked up at 10:30. I'll have the whole rest of the day Friday off as basically my 0. Then on Saturday, I'm going to slack pack those miles from Carver's Gap to 19E. So that's 15 miles that I'll be slack packing, and then I'll have the rest of the day Saturday off. I can do my Easter Sunday morning and get back on trail just like I had planned. But I can do less miles between here and there on Friday, have most of Friday off, the rest of Saturday off after slack packing, and Zoe gets a little bit more time off with all of that as well. So I think that's just the better plan all the way around for multiple reasons. And now I gotta sit down here and play around in Far Out and figure out how far I am going today now, and where I'm gonna stop tomorrow to Nero into Carver's Gap on Friday. So that's the plan. All right, it hasn't been sunny today, and it's actually been kind of foggy and misty, so I really haven't had views, but it's clearing up a bit, and I'm getting a little bit of a view off of this ridgeline I'm walking on now, so just thought I'd share it. Yay. And haven't been hiking for that long since I just gave you the update on what I decided at my last break, and I'm really glad I decided that. I have zero appetite at all, but I forced some food in me on that break and guzzled some water, and I'm just dizzy. I'm walking in a daze, and I just feel lightheaded, especially if I have to do anything uphill right now that requires energy. So I'm just gonna hike until some stealth site screams, "Camp here!" I'm probably gonna need to camel up with some water at this next shelter in order to do that. I don't know. I may only get like 7.5 miles in today. I may end up getting like 10 miles in today, but I'm definitely not doing the 14 I had planned. But I don't need to now either. I'll just figure it out. I only need to do, gosh, I can't even think straight right now. I'll figure out what my miles are later. I looked at Far Out and my mind couldn't compute to do math to figure out where I need to be for Carver's Gap by 10:30 on Friday. It is Wednesday afternoon, by the way, in case you're wondering, because I know I keep saying like by Friday and Saturday and Sunday and stuff, and you have no idea what day or time it is. It is Wednesday, the Wednesday before Easter. Friday will be Good Friday. And I'll get the day off for that now, or pretty much most of the day off. All right, I'm slogging through slippery mud again. Yay. All right, bye. Had to stop and show growing up through the mud and the cracks in the rock. I've seen these flowers around, but I haven't seen many of them with pink streaks in them, and I like the pink flowers. Well, I just climbed up to what is marked in Far Out as a view. And there's a nice little opening in the trees here offering a bit of a view, and somewhat hazy, sorry, but clearer than it was this morning, and it's not raining, so yay. I think it zapped what energy I had left to climb up here though. Yay, I needed to stop for water because I'm dry, and it's beautiful. Looky. It's a waterfall actually at this water source. How pretty. Right down here is where it crosses the trail. I'm gonna go find somewhere to camel up. Alright, well, I have decided that this nice flat grassy area that is next to a water source is going to be home for the night. Here's ridgeline views over there where I just came off of the trail. There's water down there over yonder. And a fire pit right here. I don't think these are widowmakers. So, we're calling it. And I just looked at Far Out, and this is 11.2 miles for today. So, considering that starting at about 2 miles in, I was ready to be done. I am not going to complain about doing 11.2 miles on a day where I have felt like crap and every step has been a challenge. And I also just realized, I don't know what was wrong with my head this morning. Well, I do know what was wrong with my head. I had a headache and I was nauseous and not feeling like myself at all. But I must have had a dyslexic moment because I thought that today's mileage was supposed to be 14.3 in my planned route, and it was 13.4. So I'm actually only 2.2 miles shy of where I had planned to go today anyway, which means I'm 14.8 miles from Carver's Gap, where I'm going to get picked up Friday morning. It's Wednesday late afternoon, So tomorrow, if I do about this same distance, like 11 to 12 miles, then that means Friday morning I only need to do like 2 to 3 miles, which is like an hour of hiking, hour and a half tops, depending on terrain. And I'll be done with a break on Friday and then slack packing the 15 miles on Saturday. So yeah, that's the plan. Making this my home for tonight. Nice flat grassy area right here. Yay! My lovely little campsite has been joined by a few more people having a little party here in the old apple orchard. We figured out that's what it is. On the signs on the actual AT it says apple orchard. This is marked as a piped spring on far out. It's the same thing. And the piped spring is a very nice water source. Yay. And the apple orchard is a nice flat campsite. So there's 3 of us up here, 1 more tucked away in the trees, and I think there's 2 more that might be joining us. I wouldn't be surprised if more roll in. Well, hopefully you can see that. Yeah, I think I got it in focus. I tore my screen a couple nights ago, and they're pretty small tears, but they're getting bigger. So I asked at Uncle Johnny's if there's anything specific for mesh to use to repair this, and they said no, not that they were aware of. So I'm going to use some of my gear aid. See, they're not huge, but they're getting bigger and definitely big enough for bugs to get in. So I'm going to use some of my extra time this afternoon to try to use my gear aid to repair that. Alright, so I have these little gear aid patches that I bought at REI, as well as the gear aid like roll of tape. And I used 2 of the clear patches. I put 1 on each side and pressed really hard as well as I could with the tent actually set up because, you know, there's give. So I put my hands on each side and pressed it together. I can tell like in the holes that it's adhering to each other through the holes, but around the edges it wasn't adhering very well in the patch area. So hopefully it holds well enough. I'm gonna, when I take my tent down, I'm just gonna press flat against the grounds to try to get it to seal together a little bit better, but for now at least it's keeping bugs out. Hopefully it doesn't get any worse. Alright, so just hung my bear bag. We've got Lone Wolf over here hanging his bear bag, along with, I think he's got this tent that's beside mine now. Her name is Detour. I think he's putting both of their bags together. And there's a bunch of people up in the woods up there. There's another one back in the woods back there. Another guy, I don't know if you can see his tent. Yeah, back up there by the trailhead. And I think there's a whole nother group down in another grassy area not too far from here. So got lots of people around me tonight. And made a couple of friends who are going to join me on the pickup and hostel and slack packing this weekend. So yay, that's cool. That's Lone Wolf and Detour are going to be doing that with me. So yay. All right, I am going to get ready for bed and probably spend a little bit of time editing some videos to get ready to upload when I have Wi-Fi. Good night. Good morning. Just popped my head out of my tent, turned around and went, oh my gosh. Look at that. I had to walk up here to get closer to it. For all the aches and pains of this journey, I wake up after a night of wondering why I'm doing this, after a day of not feeling well, and God paints the sky and reminds me that He's here. This is why. No matter how dark and bleak the day before seems, the next day always dawns beautifully. Crazy, crazy, crazy. The sky was glowing like that for just a couple of minutes. My friend down here
detour. She's been up and packing up, and she didn't even realize that I got up and went, oh my God. And she turned around, she's like, oh, where did that come from? And then I went and did that video. I turned around and it was gone after I just did that video. It was like just that couple of minutes. So like a little good morning praise from the Father, I feel like. And now I get to have coffee. It's gonna be a better day. Well, I was definitely camping with the early riser bunch. It's 8:45, which maybe a little late to get on the trail considering the sun is actually up a little bit before 7 now, but I dawdled a bit, enjoyed my coffee, enjoyed my breakfast, enjoyed the sunrise, still getting on trail at 8:45, and everybody else is gone. Actually, I shouldn't say everybody. I think there's still one person back there in the trees and one person up this way. Not quite the last to leave, but almost. That's okay. Got plenty of time. Going up one of the steepest climbs to one of the last of the highest elevation mountains on the trail, Roan Mountain today. Either going to camp a little bit before the peak and do the peak tomorrow morning en route to Carver's Gap and getting picked up, or I'm gonna go over the summit and camp like pretty much almost at Carver's Gap. That is going to be determined by wind and rain, because there is a potential for rain in the forecast, and it is supposed to be 20 to 30 mile per hour sustained winds at the mountain with gusts of 40 to 50. So a lot of the people who were camping last night were planning on staying at the shelter. It is the highest shelter on the AT. It has 4 walls and a door, but it is going to be cold in there tonight with the high winds and low temperatures at 6,000 feet elevation. So I'm gonna camp either before or after, and I will decide as I go. So here we go, on the trail again, and night and day between how I felt yesterday and how I feel today. I was actually having breakfast and thinking maybe I shouldn't have done what I did with calling and getting picked up tomorrow and slack packing on Saturday, and I was like, you know what? I went through 4 days of torture. The snowy day, rainy day, mud every day, and feeling like poo all day yesterday, which also I had service at this campsite, and a friend of mine called when he saw a Facebook post where I wasn't feeling well, and he's a nurse, and went over my symptoms with me because he wanted to make sure I hadn't like contracted something from the water or got like norovirus or something from one of the other campers. And he came to the same conclusion I did. I was dehydrated and just sore and tired. So you know what? This will be 5 straight days out here doing, I mean, yesterday was my lowest day at 11.12 miles, and I'm still going to be going at least 12 miles today. So you know what? Getting picked up in the morning, taking the rest of the day off, and then slack packing on Saturday, still getting the exact same miles in the exact same amount of time, and slack packing is my reward for slogging through this weather and feeling like crap. Alrighty, let's do this. Also wanted to show that after that beautiful sunrise this morning, I have somewhat clear skies right now. A little bit of a view as I am coming off of my lovely campsite there at the old apple orchard. I just have to say, what a difference a day makes. Yesterday, I honestly felt like I couldn't go a 1/10 of a mile. Every step was a challenge. And honestly, it's kind of been that way for several days this week. But yesterday was the worst because I just physically was feeling ill as well. Today, all of that's gone. All of it. Like, I'm loving life right now. Like, I feel like I could freaking hike a marathon. It's just amazing the difference that 24 hours can make out here. And, you know, proper hydration, proper nutrition, and not gonna lie, a lot of prayers by myself, and covet the prayers that were lifted up over me by friends and family. I received in messages on social media and text messages, phone calls from friends, comments on my social media, text messages. God has a way of bringing you to your knees in the valley and saying, I can't do this on my own.
I can't. And then 24 hours later, lifting you up to quite literally the mountaintop. So I'll be at Roan Mountain today, but I feel amazing. So, I mean, no matter your faith, don't quit on a bad day. Give it 24 hours, give it a couple of days even. Because I've had several bad days in a row here. And I'm ready to go. I'm like, bring it on, Mama Kay. I'm coming for you. Well, I'm 6 miles in, and I'm at what is marked on Far Out as a view. Great view, huh? Yep. This is how it's been. It's all socked in today. So we will see if it clears up before I actually get to the summit of Roan Mountain. I'm 6 miles in. I'm gonna go down, of course, into a gap before I then start the heck of a climb, big bad climb up Roan Mountain. Well, it wouldn't be a day in this particular week if I didn't have at least a little bit of rain hitting me for part of the hike. It's been misty and kind of sprinkly a little bit here and there, and it kind of is again right now, which is why I pulled my phone out. It's not getting too wet, but yeah, it's raining. Yeehaw. Thankfully I'm under a lot of the green tunnel at the moment, but there's been some portions as I've been hiking that it's been hitting pretty loudly around me as I'm hiking through it. So it's raining. What a week. Little man doesn't care though. Little man's booking it. I think he was happy we ended early yesterday because he just played with the other hikers and got fed and snoozed, slept well. I let him sleep in this morning. Now he's like, go, 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 go. Pulling on me. He's been pulling on me all day. Such a good little man. Well, it has definitely been raining. We are definitely wet. Stopped here for a break. But it's more of a damp wet than like soaking wet, and it's actually warm. And now that we're going uphill again, it actually kind of feels good. So, dealing with it. Zoe, you need to finish your food. Hold on a second. Anyway, so, snack break. Just had a couple more hikers go by, and everyone's like, what is with the weather this week? Like, we can't catch a break. So, yeah, if it stays looking like this, I'm definitely going to camp before the summit. Zoe, look at mommy. Zoe, look at my dog. This is what happens when I give him flavored barbecue something or other, tuna, chicken, whatever it is that he just ate. Oh, you're starting to shiver. I know. Let's get going, buddy. It's nice and warm when we walk, isn't it? Yeah, actually too warm. Well, it's early. It's only 3 o'clock, but we've gone 11.5 miles today. Hey, buddy! Yeah, and Zoe's all curled up warm. Definitely getting colder as we get higher. So found this little campsite. It is the last marked campsite on Far Out. We're in Ash Gap, and it's also the last marked place where there's supposed to be a water source before you get to Roan High Knob and the shelter. So, quite frankly, I am sick and tired of hiking in rain. So I'm looking forward to an early day and relaxing in the tent and having a nice easy afternoon. And it was a good hike. The hike up, I mean, it was a climb, but it wasn't as bad as I thought. But I still have about a little under 2 miles left to the shelter, Roan High Knob. And so I'm just gonna do that in the morning, and then 1.5 miles down to Carver's Gap, and I'll be done for tomorrow. It'll be a easy Nero/0. And yesterday and today ending early has definitely been a lot of rest too. So I think that's good for Zoe, good for me, especially when I wasn't feeling well yesterday. And you know, this is the plan. Now slack pack on Saturday. Do you see what I see? Do you see what I see? That glowing thing in the sky behind me. I've been editing videos and kind of just buried in my tent, and all of a sudden I look up and I'm like, is that sunshine? And then I take my earbuds out and I'm like, oh, is that people? And I get out of my tent and the sun is out and the skies are clear. Of course, I just hope it stays this way till morning, which according to the weather forecast, it is supposed to stay this way till morning. And then look, I've got neighbors. I got a guy over here I haven't introduced myself to yet. And across the way over here, you can see them through the trees. I'm gonna go say hello again. Where are they at? Where'd they go? Oh, he's like right behind the tree now. It's my friend Bushwhacker, who I met first at Hostel Around the Bend in Georgia. And then he was at Laughing Heart in Hot Springs, and he loves Zobi, so I'm gonna have to take Zobi over to him to say hello. And then down here, you can see there's a group of 3 who I met just recently. They were all at Nature's Inn at the same time I was. So Bushwhacker over here, where's he at? Bushwhacker over here is going to potentially, hi, I'm recording.
Trail world.
Yeah, exactly. Where'd Bushwhacker go?
I'm over here.
He's.
Hi,
Oh, here you are. Hi.
It's a beautiful spot.
This is a beautiful spot. And look at this. We can actually see views. Literally, when I got here, you could barely see your hand in front of your face. So this is my new friend who's hiking with Bushwhacker.
Hello.
And you told me your name and I forget.
Gadget.
Gadget. How could I forget that? Sorry.
No problem,
like Inspector.
Honey and I run Greasy Creek Friendly.
That's right.
368.
Greasy Creek Friendly. And then Bushwhacker here. We've met a couple times. I have to go get Zobi for you so you can say hello.
I love your Zobi.
I know you do. And are you going to make a fire tonight?
I think we're going to do it.
Look at that. They're right here next to the fire pit. We might have a fire tonight.
Some wood, but
Man, I need some marshmallows.
it's going to be easy to get a fire started.
Yeah, well, so cool. Well, there's 3 down there and another guy here I haven't introduced myself to yet, and me. So we got, what, I can't count, 7 people here tonight so far?
Not popular all of a sudden.
Yeah, see who else might roll in. Gonna get packed up as fast as I can, and I've got 2 miles to go up another 1,000 feet. It is cold here at elevation for sure. And then 1.5 miles down, like straight down to get picked up today. And it's a Nero, so get to celebrate Easter weekend with a Nero, a slack pack, and another Nero. So listening to some worship music quietly in my tent and finishing up breakfast. Happy Good Friday.